Are they gonna believe that I can even train dogs? I'm Zach George, the YouTube dog trainer.
I'm Bree.
And we've got a brand new piranha.
Puppy.
Puppy, yes, thank you. But Bree, if we're gonna do this right, we can't just show them the, ow, easy parts.
There are easy parts?
I don't need this anyway. It's safe to say, if you've got a new puppy, you've come to the right place.
Subscribe! You're supposed to say subscribe. Subscribe!
Wait a minute, what's this? Oh my God! Inertia! I think we've been sucked into a time warp of some kind. Ah! Oh, awesome! We're just in a galaxy far, far away. These boxes are getting way too realistic. All right, Inertia, at least we have plenty of food to get us through this. What is this material? It's a good thing these Super Chewer toys last a long time, because we're gonna have plenty of that. This doesn't give me a very good feeling about things. What is that? Get a free BarkBox and/or Super Chewer box when you sign up for a multi-month subscription. But you have to use my special links, barkbox.com/dogtraining or superchewer.com/dogtraining. This thing doesn't work like a gun? Ow! Ah, links below. If only we could go back to planet Earth where the biggest threat was a coyote in our backyard.
First thing in the morning, when Veronica and I were on a potty break, there was a coyote right on the other side of the fence. One of my biggest concerns with Veronica is protecting her from predators. It is shocking how many things could try to eat her. She does look a lot like a squirrel, so for now, I'm gonna have to always be on guard whenever we're outside. The coyote moved on and Zak and Inertia came outside, or back to Earth, I guess.
Man, I really just need to stick with Frisbee. Come on, Inertia.
And then something miraculous started to happen. Seems like a bark of excitement / nervousness.
Playing Frisbee with dogs is one of my all-time favorite activities. And you know what? Small dogs can play Frisbee just as well as the big dogs. Although we'll have to wait and see if Veronica likes playing Frisbee. I'm noticing a ton of interest and drive out of Veronica.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She just returned a Frisbee to you.
I know.
A Frisbee that's bigger than her.
I always try to make the Frisbee as interesting as I can, and I'm also keeping it on the ground and rolling it in order to encourage her to get it by the rim, and also to prevent her from jumping too much since she's so young.
All right, you love her now.
Veronica is showing so much promise, and Inertia is still trying to figure her out too. I've got to get ready for the day, so Bree took the dogs into the studio to give them another chance to play together, and Veronica has been a bit nervous of Inertia so far. But Inertia is usually really good at getting puppies to be more comfortable, so let's see how she does.
Be gentle. See, that wasn't gentle enough. Just as the two dogs were starting to open up, Veronica got scared of Inertia. I really hope their relationship didn't just get set back by that. I mean, what if she never recovers? And it's on my watch, of course.
Did that really hurt you, or did it more just startle you?
Yeah. Oh, he's fine. Good job. Be gentle and sweet, Inertia. Can you lie down? Yes, good girl. Okay, so she's a little bit nervous of Inertia right now. I think because Inertia, I know, it's okay, it's not your fault, you didn't mean to. Inertia bumped into her. She didn't actually seem to get hurt, but she did seem to get scared or maybe get her feelings hurt, which matters. And so, I'm just taking some time to let them hang out together. Inertia seems to be doing her best to make Veronica feel comfortable too. I just want to make sure that I don't rush Veronica through playing with Inertia before she's ready. We're gonna train now. Are you ready? I want to practice some stuff that Veronica knows or has started to learn. I have Inertia in here just so they can keep getting used to each other. Sit. Yes. She just learned this yesterday. Sit and lie down. So I don't know if she knows what the words mean yet, so I think I'm just gonna say it while she does it. I think that's what Zach would tell me to do. Whoops! Silly girl. Sit. Yes. Oh, hi, Inertia. Sit pretty.
It looks like Inertia is totally taking advantage of the situation here and convincing Bree to give her some treats.
Lie down. Yes, good job, Inertia. That's lie down, I know.
While cute, it's probably not ideal for training a new dog, as it's taking Bree's attention off of Veronica. And between you and me, I promise you Inertia knows better.
Come alive! Yes! Good girl! Sit? Yes. Beautiful. Lie down. Yes. I forgot to release her. Okay, let's work on the release. Sit. Yes. Good job, Inertia. Lie down. Yes. Okay. I don't really know how to work on okay. It's actually been one of the harder things for her to grasp. She's like, sit, perfect. But the okay is a challenge. Look at me. Yes.
It's pretty awesome watching Bree and Veronica work together with such success.
Lie down. Yes. Look at me. Nope. Look at me. Yes. There, she did it. She did all the things. She got out of her down, and then she went back into her down, and then she looked at me. I did have to remind her. That was good. Can you stand?
Inertia may be attempting to steal the show, but Veronica continues to display great focus with Bree. Bree is really keeping Veronica engaged.
That's a really good play dead. It's very impressive.
Let's see how well Veronica does with standing up on request.
Come on. Stand, yes. Sit, yes. Let's try to stand for longer, okay? Yes. Yes.
You'll see that Bree is giving Veronica pieces of her meal in rapid succession to encourage Veronica to hold that position. This is a fantastic example of teaching stand and stay until released.
Veronica? Yes. Oh, it's hard. Ready? Get it.
Well, that release does still need a little work.
Stand.
It's tempting to go on and on for many, many seconds here, but I think it's a good idea to be sure to end the exercise before your dog does.
Okay. Yes. That was better. While I was putting on makeup, I noticed the smallest whine from Veronica. Yeah, like that. I have a hunch that she might want to go outside to relieve herself, and I am not going to take any chances. Yes! Go pee! Yes! Okay, Inertia.
Is it just me, or is anyone else blown away by Bree's instinct and ability to read and communicate with Veronica? I mean, this is great. One thing that all dogs need to get comfortable with is going to the vet. I'm really curious to see how Veronica, at such a young age, does in this setting.
She's shaking a little bit nervous, new place. This is her first time out of vet with us. We're gonna see how she's doing overall. Hopefully we're gonna make this as enjoyable for her as possible. It's a really good idea to get a new puppy or a new dog of any age to the vet just for visits to check it out, get familiar with it. Ideally, you don't wanna just take them when they're gonna get poked and prodded, although today she might get poked and prodded a little bit, but health and safety is number one.
Our vets are really good about conditioning the dogs to enjoy these exams as much as reasonably possible. Lots of great tasting treats while she gets examined can go a long way. We also had some concerns that a minor urinary tract infection might be present, so it's a great opportunity for Veronica to get some extra credit on this vet exam while we do an ultrasound. And bonus, we also learned, hey, she's not pregnant. Way to go, Veronica. Veronica and I are just relaxing after her vet visit, but it looks like our yard guys are back and Veronica is not going to take this one lying down.
I know. What do you think? You're doing okay. That's unusual, isn't it? No need to punish the barking. She's just unsure. No need to scold her or tell her to be quiet. Let her take it in. Give her some reassurance. It worked with this young lady. Hopefully it'll work with this young lady too. That's normal. Relax. Something I try to teach puppies. The word normal, hoping they'll generalize it over time as if to say that's not unexpected. That's normal, yeah. It would make sense that lawnmowers would throw dogs off guard because they're very loud, they're moving. Usually it's just a matter of desensitizing them, which is giving them exposure to something like that at a distance that doesn't totally overwhelm them. So here you can see she's like right on the fence there from being overwhelmed. Hence the barking. And of course, barking when someone's on your property isn't always the worst thing either. We just want to keep it measured and within reason so it doesn't evolve into something that's out of control. Now, inevitably, when people see me petting a dog near a barking outburst like that, they'll say, Zach, you're reinforcing the barking. You're encouraging her to bark by providing a positive outcome around the barking. I think it's different here. Because really, I mean, why is she barking? She's unsure. That's the most likely reason she's barking. And so I want to address that. How you doing, Inertia? Thank you for helping me train this puppy. I appreciate that. You know, YouTube misses you. They love you. Okay. I guess you want to play. So our leaf blower has just entered. It's okay. It's normal. So I'm not trying to even distract her here and get her to pay attention to me. I want her to observe it. Well done, young lady. It's all part of socialization. All right. Vocal, not necessarily too stressed out though. So that gives us something to work on.
Barking outbursts like we just saw have virtually everything to do with a lack of exposure to the world and the things in it. I think one of our top priorities is going to be normalizing things that she's likely to encounter, like yard equipment. Believe it or not, this is actually a pretty prolonged process that we're going to focus on for the next 2 to 3 years. Man, you can see how windy it is today. Look how choppy the lake is. So many whitecaps out there. Wind matters when you're training a dog too, because the air is probably full of extra scents as well. Dogs smell in a completely different way than we do. They have a whole part of their brain that's dedicated to processing scents that we don't even have. Checking out this lawnmower over here, she has been really sensitive to sounds, but they've been mowing the grass out here all day and she's been doing pretty well. I'm just curious to see how she processes all of these different variables out here that you really can't control for, like the gas-powered lawnmower in the distance, the bikes driving by, of course the wind, the sound of the crashing waves, and everything else. Not to mention the fact that this grass is freshly cut and all of the smells that introduces to the environment. But so far, she seems quite enthusiastic. Now, as far as being a perfectly leash-trained young lady, not so much. She did really well yesterday, the first day we had her, and so far she's doing okay. I'll be keeping my eye on her to see if she reacts any differently, but I suspect right now too, she's too overwhelmed to really take treats. I'm gonna offer her a treat here. Okay, so she's taking one. How motivated though is she to work for a treat? Yes, good. That was her first like official come when called right there. I didn't want to say, Veronica, come, because she doesn't know what that means, so I don't want to waste that on her. So instead, I chose to become animated, tell her yes, which we taught her in our last lesson, and then follow that up with something she likes. Hey, yes, good girl. You want this? Okay, that's fine. So she doesn't want the treat, so how do we reinforce that? Well, we make life fun for her, and right now she doesn't need much help with that, does she? But that's okay, you know, just letting her enjoy her environment, which is the main purpose of a walk like this. You wouldn't expect a little leaguer to hit a home run in a crowded Major League Baseball stadium, would you? They have to work up to that and practice. She's destined to be a big leaguer.
Babe Ruth, baby.
There we go. She does like chasing me around, which is going to be really handy, but we can really start to see a lot of her personality is starting to emerge in her second day with us. And that's great. I love how she's chasing me and running about, get a little play with me in. Again, that's reinforcing to her. That's fun. Positive reinforcement training isn't just about constantly treating your dog. Play is a huge part of that, if that's something your dog likes. So the whole point here is I'm trying to really get her engaged and interested in me more so than the ground, hopefully. I'm really avoiding pulling her along when she gets fixated and really trying to motivate her to listen to me as we go. Not looking for the most structured walk in the world. I'm not insisting that she stay by my side. I gotta tell you, it's so touching to work with a new dog like this. She's really unique in her own way. It's exciting getting to know a new dog. She is peeing outside. I must acknowledge this. Yes. Do you want a treat or do you want to walk? What's it gonna be for you? Yes. No, not interested in her treat. So again, I really want to drill that point home about when a dog doesn't take a treat when you're working with them, because it is so common for people to think positive reinforcement training isn't for me because my dog is not treat driven. What you mean to say is that your dog isn't treat driven in certain specific contexts, since of course all dogs have to eat to survive. And that's normal when a dog is really excited, just like when you're at an amusement park or doing something you're really excited about, your appetite isn't very strong, but that's where we try to use environmental reinforcers, like sniffing the ground and walking and playing, keeping things fun, and not putting our dogs in situations where they're overwhelmed and where it's too difficult for them to be responsive to us as well. So ask yourself, how am I managing my dog? Am I overwhelming them by putting them in an environment that's tough for them to focus in? Because that's really common too. Here she's sniffing the ground. That's important behavior. You gotta let them sniff, but I wanna make sure she's not getting into a chicken bone. Good, okay. So we let her satisfy her curiosity, and now we're gonna move on here, hopefully. The second she looks at me, I'm gonna become more animated and encourage her. Hey, come on, here we go. Part of my process as a dog trainer is priming dogs in the way that you just saw on long free walks or some type of exercise. It can really take the edge off and make obedience training and more formal training effective and even pleasurable to the dog. So Bree tells me she was working on lie down earlier. We worked on sit yesterday. Between the two of us, Bree, I think we might be able to create a whole trained dog.
Yeah, if we could get her to sleep overnight.
I'm probably asking for too much because so far I've been hoping that she would spend a whole night overnight sleeping in her crate. And then this morning I was able to get her to spend about an hour in the crate with a little bit of anxiety. Overall, she did pretty well, but I didn't want to push it. But I'm hoping after this workout, after our walk, after this training, maybe we can get, 10 or 20 minutes in the crate, because I'm really going on the hypothesis that the more minutes she spends in the crate while not stressed out, the more likely she will be to accept it. Because I really want to have the option to have her in a safe environment when we have to leave the house. Earlier, Veronica was successful at basic training inside, but now we're outside, and this can really be 10 times harder for some dogs, given all of the smells, sights, and sounds of the outdoors. Sit. Yes. I'm going in slow motion right now because I'm really trying to get accumulated seconds here while she holds that sit, and she's just doing great. Now I want to release her from the sit to let her know that it's over. Okay. Yes. She's really reluctant to break that sit stay, which is really a great problem to have right now. Much easier to get them to break on permission, but I'd rather them err to the stay. Yes. Piece of trash. See, there's an unexpected distraction. We have some debris flying around over here. That's where I think a lot of people who are training might be tempted to correct a dog. Hey, I was working on stay there, but I'm gonna be understanding of the fact that she has no idea what that flying bag in the wind was about. Let me see if she reorients here to her sit. I'm just gonna let her do her thing for right now. Yes. Hey, here, yes. And so again, here's another case where treats not quite as reinforcing right now. The environment, much more interesting to her. So trying to shove a training session down her throat is probably not the best thing to do. And probably the better thing to do here is just to let her check it out, see that it's normal. It's no threat to her. It's not even interesting. And something we really haven't worked much on is look at me, or just general attention. And I like to do that by saying the word here and following it up with a reward. And honestly, between here, pay attention to me, and yes, I like that, and okay, you're done, you'd be amazed with what you can teach a dog with those three things. And so rather than saying here, here, here over and over again while she's distracted by the ground, maybe I'll make a sound here. Hey, yes. Good. Here. Yes. I'm waiting for that eye line to come up and meet mine now. In other words, I'm trying to encourage her to do a more accurate version of what I'm looking for. Here. Yes. Yes. You gotta really be chill about what you expect from a puppy at this age too. She's really doing amazingly, but you don't want to insist that they do everything perfectly or assume that they know it. Yes. Again, I like the fact that she's sitting and holding her position here, so I'm trying to explain to you why I'm saying yes so much and looking for reasons to say yes. Here. Yes. She looked up. I'll take it. Down. Yes. And we continue to reward after the sit, after the down, if you want them to learn to hold that position, which is half the reason you teach these skills, is because you want them in that position and you want them to hold that position. That's good. You want to take a play break? Looks like she wants to sniff around a little bit. Yes. Sit, good. There she just decided to come to me voluntarily, so I'm gonna let her know I like it. Especially with come. Man, do you want to reinforce that every chance you get. Don't be stingy when it comes to that. Yes? So let's work on her release a little more. Okay. Okay. There we go. It's so hard to get her to break that I have to be a little more exuberant. Veronica has displayed lots of curiosity regarding Inertia, but still isn't ready to fully open up to her, and Inertia is happy to let her warm up at her own pace, even though she is dying to play with Veronica. So there's work to do there, but we'll take that nice and slow. Even having both dogs spend time like this together calmly is such a great way for them to get comfortable with one another. Veronica likes being with us and continues to stress while in a crate, and I'm doing my best to counter condition her by making the crate a fun place to be. In the interest of getting her more comfortable in the crate, I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of the remainder of her food, in there. Hoping maybe she might eat those kibbles and then relax. I'm gonna walk away while she's distracted. The idea is to get her comfortable with being alone. Time will tell though. Separation anxiety is a real thing with puppies. Okay. That didn't exactly work well. Interesting, when I got close to her over here, she got a little quieter. I know, you need to eat dinner too. I can tell, you're starving, poor thing. So she's not throwing a fit, but she's still alert and would probably rather be out of there, but I'm gonna give her a second and see if she settles down. She's thinking about it. See, look at that. She's getting there. She's getting there. All right, not quite ready. She's pretty anxious. I like how she's holding her sit though, so I'm gonna try and let her out. It's okay. Oh, good. Good. Okay. Good girl. Okay, so she's fallen asleep. I'm going to try to place her in her crate and see if she stays asleep. She initially did well for a bit, and I repeated these steps a few more times, but honestly, there's still a lot of work to do. Later the next morning, Veronica was making it crystal clear she wants out of her bedroom. But I don't want all of this when I go to open the crate. Good. Stop. You need to hold that sit. Yes. Okay. Good girl. Oh my gosh. Whoa, whoa. Ah, death by puppy. In our next episode, we're going to see if Bree can do better than I can at getting Veronica to sleep through the night. Get a free Bark Box, Super Chewer Box, or both when you sign up for a multi-month subscription. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll have all the links below, and we'll see you in episode 3.